The National Resistance Movement Parliamentary Caucus, today, 7th February 2025, met at State House Entebbe under the keynote address by the National Chairperson of NRM and the President of the Republic of Uganda. The caucus discussed on the subject matter of the decision of the Supreme Court in as far as the court-martials are concerned. In that meeting, the caucus of the NRM agreed as follows. One, that the UPDF amendment bill currently before the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda be withdrawn in its current form. Two, that the Attorney General be given time to draft the new proposals into the UPDF amendment bill pursuant to the Supreme Court ruling, and an extraordinary caucus meeting be convened to discuss the proposals of the bill. Three, and finally, that the extraordinary caucus meeting will also discuss the national budget priorities for the financial year 2025-2026. So, in a nutshell, that is the resolution of the NRM Parliamentary Caucus pursuant to the Supreme Court ruling on the General Court-Martial. On the issue of the areas of attention, the areas of attention is derived majorly from the decision of the Supreme Court, the question of appointing lawyers in the UPDF to preside over that court, the issue of clarifying on what constitutes a service offense and a penal offense. The other one is security of tenure of those who will be appointed, the manner of appointment, separating disciplinary units of the court-martial from the judicial system, I believe those are majorly some of the areas, but also clarifying on what constitutes the monopoly of the army, in this case the UPDF, among other areas that court ruled on. So if you're asking what were the areas of the attention, those are specifically some of the areas of attention. What informed the withdrawal? First of all, the UPDF amendment bill before Parliament was meant to handle other aspects, which I may not now remember. But since the Supreme Court also came up with this ruling, more or less at the same time, instead of us proceeding to only handle the amendment before the Supreme Court ruling, we are now saying this is the same law. Either than proceeding to amend, why don't we just do a withdrawal, have a comprehensive consideration in terms of drafting it to cover the areas where a court has made a decision, and we bring it back to Parliament. So that is what informed the withdrawal. The UPDF Amendment Act, as of now, was not touching on anything to do with the court-martial. It was touching on other aspects. But now that there is this major decision of the highest court of the land, we are now saying we can pause a bit, have it withdrawn. The Attorney General chambers can have a comprehensive look and review of what court decided. Then they do further drafting to fit within the ruling of the Supreme Court. So that is what informed the withdrawal, not another thing. We don't want to pass the amendment bill, then again it is assented to, then the next day we again come back to amend the same law. You would rather have it withdrawn and you incorporate the decision of the Supreme Court that came after the bill was introduced. I hope that is understood. You see, I give you normally the resolution, but let me state that the Supreme Court of the Republic of Uganda did not say release those under trial in the military court-martial immediately. No. It said transfer them to the civilian court. And the transfer legally is also a process. In fact, that is a question that should be posed to the lawyers, because it is incumbent upon them to extract a ruling of court and serve to the parties that should affect the decision of court. So the Supreme Court never said release them immediately. No, unless you quote it. You quote it for me. You know, it is a question of opinion and interpretation. What I am saying is the Supreme Court in its ruling stated transfer them, those who are currently under trial, to the civilian court. The Supreme Court never stated release them immediately. Those are two different things in law. The process of transfer is also there.
Which law? It is provided in which law? The class 4 cases for military court to civilian. It is in which law?
But I'm saying that is what the Supreme Court of the Republic of Uganda ruled. It did not rule that release them immediately. It ruled that transfer those currently under trial in the military court-martial to the civilian court. And we are saying the transfer process is also a process, or transfer is a process.